All right, well, you've got 20 minutes to find me somebody, all right? So find me a bride, all right? Find me anybody.
What do you mean you're not coming? Nathan, I am at the courthouse waiting for you. Hello? Hello? Nathan, I was in the right place at the wrong time.
I was in the wrong place, just at the right time. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. A bruise is the least of my problems today. My fiance just dumped me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thanks.
Wait. You're anybody.
What?
Well, you're somebody.
Thanks?
Would you like to get married?
To you?
Yes, to me.
What is happening here?
Well, it's a long story, but I've got 15 minutes to get married before my 30th birthday, or I lose out my grandfather's inheritance.
Sorry, but your grandfather sounds nuts.
Yeah, more like eccentric.
You know what? Yes, I will marry you, but only because I can't let Nathan win.
Right, so to not letting Nathan win. All right. I'm Eric, by the way.
Hi, I'm Emma.
Emma, nice to meet you. I like your dress. It's very pretty.
Thanks.
And what is your last name?
Miller.
Wait, you're Emma Miller?
Who is Emma Miller, and why is she getting married so hastily? Has Emma fallen into a trap in desperation?
3 years ago, Emma had been a top model in New York. She'd given up everything to pursue her relationship with Nathan, even handing over hard-earned modeling work to Amber. But now she realized everything she had done had all gone toward preparing someone else to steal the man of her dreams. No, she thought, trying to lie to herself. This must be a dream, a horrible nightmare. Halfway through the night, Amber complained of feeling unwell, and Nathan led her out of the apartment. He didn't reappear, even though he was supposed to be marrying Emma the next morning. The next day, just as planned, Emma drove to City Hall for the ceremony. As she stepped out of her car, she called Nathan. His voice on the other end of the line was cold. Amber was injured on stage and needs me. Let's put off the wedding until tomorrow. There will be no tomorrow, Emma thought to herself in disappointment. Walking back to her car, she felt the tears streaming down her face. She groped in her bag for her sunglasses. But then she felt her gaze drawn to a tall figure headed her way. She noticed the fitted navy retro suit, which hugged the masculine body underneath, and the corner of a wine-red handkerchief poking out of the suit's front pocket. The pants fit smoothly over his strong legs, and his polished shoes glistened in the sun. This man had an aura that radiated power, almost like some kind of royalty. As he got closer, even though he was wearing sunglasses, Emma noticed his chiseled face and strong jaw. His full lips were enough to drive any woman crazy. She felt a jolt as she recognized him. He was the CEO of Kaleidoscope Entertainment, Eric Roberts. Back when she was still famous, they'd met once at a ball. Was he getting married too? Mr. Roberts, Miss Rose hasn't arrived yet. She's 10 minutes late, the assistant behind him reported. Call her family and tell them that if they can't be on time for a wedding, they shouldn't bother coming at all, he responded coldly. But your father's insistent that you have to get married today, no matter what, his assistant said timidly. He doesn't care who it is. He's made it clear that he's done waiting for you to settle down. Then just pick someone else from my contact list. I'll give you a half an hour, the man ordered. He also has a dilemma, Emma thought, even though it's very different from mine. Eric Roberts had so much power that he could simply choose any woman he wanted. Unfortunately, even though he was one of the most eligible bachelors in town, he didn't seem to want anyone in particular. His only priority seemed to be getting his family off his back. Suddenly, an idea came to Emma. Wiping her tears with the sleeve of her dress, she took off her sunglasses and boldly approached the man. Mr. Roberts, your bride hasn't arrived and my groom has abandoned me. Why don't we get married instead? The assistant couldn't believe his ears. How was this woman so daring? Eric removed his sunglasses, revealing a pair of inky dark eyes, the sun glinting off his eyes, making them glimmer like diamonds. After a short moment, he turned to his assistant and ordered, "Get me her details." Of course, the assistant already knew who Emma was. He grabbed his cell phone, did a quick search for her name, and showed the information to his boss. 2 minutes later, the man's lips twitched ever so slightly as he responded with one word. Okay. Emma felt that meeting Eric was the luckiest thing that could have happened to her. He had no reason to use her. They wouldn't need to spend much time together, and he wouldn't require her to love him. He had no shortage of other women who would sleep with him, so she wouldn't have to worry about fulfilling that part of the marriage. Most importantly, marrying him would make Nathan regret what he'd done. The wedding passed in a blur. In less than 30 minutes, Emma held the marriage certificate in her hands. From now on, she was a wife, and Eric Roberts was her husband. "Mr. Roberts, can we talk?" Emma asked. "Just get in the car first." Eric put his sunglasses back on as he walked out of the building. The newly married couple sat in the back of his Rolls Royce. Emma nervously looked at Eric before saying, "Thank you for marrying me. If you need anything from me in return, please let me know. I have 2 simple requests from you." "Well," he responded tiredly as he loosened his collar. "First, unless you don't have a choice, please don't reveal our relationship to anyone just yet. Second, I would appreciate it if you don't interfere in my personal matters. But don't worry, I have no intention of having a relationship with another man." Eric gave a slight smirk, and Emma felt his powerful aura sweep through the car. "I can promise you those 2 things for now, but after a 6-month trial, I will publicly announce our marriage." "That's fine with me," Emma nodded. "Also, I don't believe that a married couple should live apart. Take a few days to pack up your belongings, but then I'd like you to move in with me. My assistant Luke will be in touch to give you the address." Emma had no objections. She nodded again and said, "I agree." After they made their verbal agreement, Emma got out of Eric's car, got into her own, and drove away. Eric's assistant sat in the driver's seat and looked at his boss in the rearview mirror. "Mr. Roberts, do you want to return to the office? Or would you like to return to the mansion to give your family the news?" "Follow Emma and report her every move to me," Eric ordered and stepped out of the car. As the president of an international entertainment agency, he had heard Emma's name before. He remembered that she'd once been a famous model. 3 years ago, she had rejected an offer from a top entertainment agency, Star King, and gotten herself blacklisted. Eventually, she had announced that she was signing with Global Pictures Entertainment, and rumors of her relationship with Global's boss, Nathan Davis, had begun to swirl around the industry. But Emma's story had only just begun. In all honesty, she had never realized she was so brave. She had actually married a stranger. And what was done was done. There was no point in having regrets. She returned to her car. Just as she was about to start the engine and head home, she received a phone call from Nathan.
"Emma, where are you right now?"
"Out in front of City Hall, about to go home," Emma replied casually, keeping her voice calm.
"Amber has a very important show, and I need you to fill in for her right away. I'll tell the makeup artist to provide you with a mask. No one will be able to tell it's you."
He was clearly talking to her as her boss, not as her fiancé. "Since Amber is injured, you'll have to take this on. Didn't you say that Amber got hurt on stage? If so, the media should already know she's injured."
"True, but I've told them that she's still going to show up, even with her injuries. I've told you what I need you to do, so just do it."
He was absolutely shameless. In the past, Emma had done stupid things like this for Amber without even realizing she was being used. But she wasn't going to do it anymore. Emma stayed calm, at least on the outside. She said, "Okay, let me know the time and address, and I'll head over there now."
"Thank you, Emma. You and I are about to get married, and Amber's star is on the rise. You can help give her career a boost.
I'll give her a boost for sure, Emma responded, keeping her hidden meaning to herself. I'll hang up then. Let's have dinner later. Nathan had no idea that the tables had turned. He was probably sitting at Amber's bedside right now, tenderly watching over his secret lover. Emma hung up the phone and called her manager.
Nathan wants you to stand in for that B-grade model?
Yelled Lisa.
Is he joking? If you hadn't stepped away from the spotlight, she wouldn't even be working.
Lisa, I've already agreed, Emma replied calmly.
Are you really going to do this?
Lisa was almost spitting in anger. When Emma had stepped back from her career, Lisa had been dragged down with her. Emma knew that Lisa just wanted to stick up for her. You don't need to worry. I won't be stupid. I won't let them use me.
Emma, are you saying you have a plan?
Lisa, from now on, I'm only trusting you. Can you help me with something?
Of course.
Amber is desperate to convince the media that she's attending the show because she doesn't want anything to hurt her chances for the Top 10 Model Awards. Can you help me by paying a visit to the hospital?
I see what you're getting at. You want to prove that she was still at the hospital during the show and reveal it to the public.
No, I have bigger news. She's pregnant, and the child is Nathan's. I want to tell the media that Nathan has used me over and over to fill in for Amber during her shows, but I need your help finding the evidence. Lisa was surprised at first, but quickly understood what was going on. She thought bitterly, such a shameless couple of cheats, and they've been using Emma like a puppet.
Don't worry, Emma. You can count on me.
Emma felt unusually calm. She was going to treat them like they had treated her. Emma quickly gathered her belongings and drove to the venue for the show to meet with Amber's assistant, Gary, a married man with a muscular physique and a cunning personality. What took you so long? Quick, come and get your makeup done. What type of show is it today? Emma asked as Gary hurried her down the hallway. Nothing special, he replied. On her way there, Emma had done some research on the show. She knew that it was far more than nothing special. In fact, it was a jewelry show for the famous French brand Belle Amé. After this show, Amber would be able to sign on as Belle Amé's spokesperson. Her injuries would keep her from this opportunity unless Emma filled in for her. Amber's assistant had lied to her. Had she always been this easy to trick? Emma wondered. Because Amber is doing so well, she has her own makeup room, which you can use. Here's the schedule. You will appear in the grand finale, presenting this piece of jewelry, said Gary, pointing to the piece she would be wearing. Then he ordered the makeup artist to get started. Did Nathan really think that a mask would hide her identity? Although what she had in mind was a little more extreme. Emma was going to give the cheating couple the surprise of their lives. Meanwhile, Eric's assistant Luke had been following Emma's every move and overheard that she would be filling in for Amber. He reported back to Roberts, who ordered Luke to make arrangements. I'm going to this jewelry show, he said. Make it happen. Yes, Mr. Roberts. Eric wanted to see his new wife in action. In the late morning, classical music was playing throughout the halls of the Brooklyn City Center. The show had begun. Emma's makeup was complete. She was now standing in front of the mirror in the dressing room. Her dress was white, tight-fitting, and long. It was simple, but elegant. Her beautiful golden mask gave off a mysterious aura. With her hair tied back from her face and adorned with a single white rose, she was absolutely stunning. Gary, Amber's assistant, was speechless. Even if Emma stands completely still, he thought, she'll still be the center of attention. Amber will certainly get the contract now. He told Emma, you will descend onto the stage on a chair that will be lowered from the rafters. This bracelet is the crown star. Let me put it on you. Gary unclasped the bracelet and carefully put it around Emma's wrist. However, Emma was slimmer than Amber, and the bracelet was too big. With every small movement of her arm, it slid around. The gold bracelet had been designed by the founder of Belle Amé for his beloved daughter. A crown encrusted with diamonds was the centerpiece, with a star set on either side of it, like two parents protecting their precious child. "It's too big," said Gary in a state of panic. "How are you going to wear it?" "Do you trust me?" Emma said. "Right now I have no other option," Gary said. "In that case, leave it to me," Emma reassured him. Amid all the commotion, the assistant did not notice the glint in Emma's eyes.
Listen to the audio series, The Billionaires Accidental Bride, only on Pocket FM.